If you're trying to rank up, then you may be interested in my Rocket League 6-week course, the most in-depth Rocket League course there is. Learn the ins and outs of the pacifist system, learn and understand the fundamental way to play the game, understand the meta and how to crush it, with hands-on coaching and weekly scrims versus RLCS pros and legendary Supersonic legends, and with a 100% 5-star rating. You can be sure that this course does exactly what it says on the tin, and it's the same price for every person. Message me for a free copy of the Pacifist document, or if you're interested in being part of the next cohort, give me a message. And I promise, if you only message me for the document, I will not try and sell you the course. Yo, what is going on, everybody? We are back again. Based on the feedback from the last episode, I figured I'd do another little voiceover thing after the fact, just because people were interested that it mixed it up a little bit, so we'll do that. Now, what I was thinking of doing as well is to get the amount of games required, because I'm not deluded, I'm not delusional. You need a lot of games to get to SSL. You ain't going to get it in 10 games, you know what I mean? You got to get a lot of games in. You got to do a lot of grinding. Now, originally I wanted to do every single episode recorded and then, put them up, but it's going to take too long. It's 3 episodes, then I have to go through all of the whole thing again, so that's 20 extra minutes to get the editing done, sometimes a little bit longer than that, just for little voice edits, voice tweaks and stuff like that, just to crisp up the audio. So there's a lot that goes into it. So I'm probably going to do similar to what apparently Jack does, where he'll just play and play and play, and then he'll just do a recording of 3 games for that day. Because I can't always get a recording session. Sometimes I might be able to sneak in a little session at 10 PM, but I'm not allowed to record, So that is probably how I'm going to do it. Wish me luck. So it's going pretty well here. We won all of the last games in the last episode, I do believe. And again, all I'm trying to do here, and all you really want to do when you're playing solo queue, is back your teammate up. Now, one of the biggest things about backing your teammate up is following on kickoff. And you can see how dangerous this is. I just scored no goal, I didn't realize. Because they're not following up on kickoff. Now, I really cannot stress this enough. You've got to follow up on kickoff after you get at least to diamond, maybe champ now, because people can score goals. If I gave you the ball and I gave you loads of space and I gave you a goalkeeper, and the goal was either open or the goalkeeper's in net with, let's just say, because the way people just boost around for no reason, let's say 10 boost. How's that not a goal? Let's say 10 boost. Could you score it? Of course you could score it. So why are we giving them that opportunity? I'd rather them score off the kickoff straight up, but at least we tried, than to not try at all. I don't agree with waiting back or any of that nonsense. Get in there, get involved. And that's on all kickoffs, even the diagonal. That's something Ray taught me, I would never did it on the diagonal. I was thought, no, you got to go back on do it on the diagonal too, because as soon as you get up to a certain level, as we know, guys, the main game is gaps and space. We know that. That's the main, in all of Rocket League, it's all to do with gaps and space. I don't care what anyone else says, it is gaps and space. That's all the winning formula is. How'd you get the gaps? How'd you get the space? What's your strategy to get that opportunity? Okay? So you have to minimize gaps and space, and therefore you have to go through and for kickoffs. There's a good little fake there from that play, but you can tell it's a fake because they weren't at the right height for the shot. This is something you'll get with time here. And again, we're just trying to slow the game down. You don't have to. You could speed it up there. You could go over the top. It's quite viable with the way everyone launches themselves in to just go over the top now, to be honest. Probably something that I'll be using as we go up the ranks a little bit. Probably don't need to use it now. And again, just because it's the pacifist system doesn't mean you can't go for aerials. That was an air dribble. Yes, again, not the best mechanics ever. You don't need the world's greatest spins, The main thing is, did I get on target? Yeah. Did I block the actual 50? Yeah. Did I score it? No. You could only do so much. Oh, I remember this game. Because I was like, dude, we've got to be the most unlucky guys in the world. We are hitting the... This game should have been a blowout. I remember this now. Good game, actually. Really good game. We had that goal. I thought it was a goal. It went in, pretty much. And then they did that. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But you know what? Good things come to those who wait. Anyone remember that old Guinness advert? Yeah, I do. So just clearing it high again, trying to find the backboard. Now, some people might go, well, why didn't you just hold the ball there? It's very dependent on situations. So I prefer to crack it high as opposed to take the flick. It depends on space and zones and sort of what I'm feeling at that second. And there's probably something deeper within me that decides that, that I can't really express in words. But the situation there where I hit onto the backboard, that was because the ball was perfect. It was just right for the picking. if I try to catch that, it was probably going to bobble. But because it was bouncing so high, a smash works like it does there. Play it to the side. I cut in front of the teammate there because they were going to hit the board dead on to try and score. So I had to push it to the side because they would have got dunked. It would have gone over the top of both of us because we were both in a similar spot. So you've always got to look for things. Again, what does that mean? Gaps in space. There's the hover method, baby. We love that stuff. Look at that. They're like, oh God, he's hovering. Cannot score it. So really, really good. Now, from what I can gather, I believe the seasons have settled down a little bit. And I'm sort of going to continue with what I was talking about last episode as far as, you know, bang for your buck. What can you do to get bang for your buck? In my opinion, the ultimate bang for your buck is two things as far as mechanics go. Obviously, you've got your low 50s, and that comes off your lateral dribble tree. But the biggest one I would say would be 100% high flicks. You want to be able to, and if a person in there is stuck in diamond, here's a little quiz for you, okay? Go into free play right now, give yourself 100% boost. Get the ball on top of the car in your own half, and then dribble it forward and try and flick it before the halfway line with a front flick and make it hit high on the backboard. Now, I bet you can't do that. And in fact, I bet a lot of Grand Champs can't do that. But that's a real skill, and it's an overlooked skill massively, because what you've got there is you've got something greater than a power shot, in my opinion. Because with a power shot, you need a slight bit of momentum. So you have to have the right kind of balance to get the shot onto the backboard. And the better you are, the more you can do it with less balance, let's say. But when you've got a complete dead ball, there is no way you're smashing that up onto the backboard without some sort of run up and something like that. But with the flick, the high flick, you can do it from a pretty much a dead position, and you can get that ball onto the backboard. It is so powerful, so strong, but it comes with risk. And the risk is, will I get dunked? Well, that's why you have to use it sparingly. And in situations where you have space, well, how do you know you have space? That's the never key, vision. Okay, so right now you're always looking, where's Trark? Okay, see Trark there? That's what I'm relating to now. And then all of this, I'm looking for the lateral pass, because see how they scoot around the board, but then I'm also looking at the time on the clock. So you got to look at a lot of things simultaneously to give yourself those opportunities. And let's see what rank we are right now. Still Division 4. Hopefully we get to Champ 3. Oh, skipped into that one. Look at that. So two big skills there: your flick and your power shot. Now in the course, in the system, we run it via. We have a drill, a group drill, which I'm not going to dispense. It's from the premium system. However, you know, if you don't have the access to know those particular drills, I've got the grounded series. I've got all these different series, these different sets of drills. And all you got to do realistically, if you want to practice it, just get into free play, put the ball on top of your car and start flicking. I believe it's in day one, possibly in what am I doing? In the grounded program. It might be called Flick Madness, but you can adapt it. Flick Madness is originally to keep the ball on your car, because a lot of people think once you flick, you give the ball away. That's not true at all. Because again, master flicking. Now, God, if you master flicking, imagine what you've got. You know what I mean? You've got a flick you can do high. You got a flick you can do low. You got a flick you can do to the side. You got flick fakes. You got low flick. Beautiful. That's just one offensive move. Okay, it's the same with the bounce dribble. But again, I find that the easiest thing to set up is the flick. And I love bounce dribbles, but they do require a bit of like setting up. Like right here, for example, the ball's dead now. All right. If I had the ball and I'm this player, he really doesn't have too many choices. Possibly try and pick it up on the car or go for the aerial. That probably was the best opportunity there for the aerial. But it just doesn't work. So that is what I would definitely recommend there. I've had people, questioning sort of with the pacifist system, and soon I will really get the sort of a bit of a mini docu about how it was all created, because this has been a long process. The whole idea of this came from a long time ago, but yeah, I can understand. One of the biggest things I will say, the biggest thing I see in games which really holds people back is rotation. That definitely is it, because it's a gap. You know, again, it comes back to gaps and space. How do we minimize gaps and space? We don't rotate. We just don't rotate. And we do it in a special way where we can rotate. And it's all to do with sneaky methods. I can't say too much, but there's things you can do. You'll see it through the games, because I do them all the time. I do it as much as possible. Like right here, I'm not rotating, right? Because what I'd prefer in that position is my teammate to wait in the middle and for me to actually go and challenge that ball and start shadowing it back, get in space. And you're probably thinking, well, why? Well, my teammate just dove into the corner. So already we know it's going to be a difficult outcome. You know, so you've got to be careful because movement creates movement. If you're ever struggling to get motivated for exercise, I know it sounds stupid, just do something. Okay, just do something, just turn up, just make a schedule and say, right, at 7 o'clock, I'm going to go for a walk or I'm going to go to the gym. Then you'll do something off the back of that most likely because you'll actually start moving, and movement makes movement. Same as if you want to drink more water, and some people say, I struggle to drink water. Drink some water. Drink some more every half an hour, and all of a sudden you'll start wanting more water. It's funny how the body adapts, not only from a physiological standpoint, but like a psychological standpoint as well. You can use that to aid you in Rocket League. Now I know if I dive, my teammate's likely to dive, and then we're likely to get into dive culture. So the less I can dive, the less I'll make my teammate dive. So you always got to think about it like that. Again here, just trying to play it slow. Don't get dunked there by jabbing it, okay? Jabbing it's one of the best things you can do. I say that about a lot of things, right? Okay, so here we go. So that's a jab. That's a great jab. Probably could have gone a bit higher. But that would have been better, most likely, to do a quick flick, because at least I would have got some propulsion as we move back into the net. So yeah, I think doing this up until Grand Champ, selecting a few games, just grinding, then doing a couple of games at each rank point would be a good idea until I get really stuck, and then I'll start making a bit of a thing of it, you know. So if sometimes I start the game and I'm down a few divisions or I'm up a few divisions, you know why, but the general thing is it's the same, you know. I'm not going to do anything different when I'm not recording the episodes. That's for sure. So again, we're just waiting in net here. And look, that's perfect from the teammate. The teammate didn't flip in, they flipped out. Oh, yeah, they flipped with the ball into the corner. They kept it. Now look, potential opening. Oh, there you go. Ta-da! Pacifist system. Just so happened they did it perfectly. That's why it works. It works because no one thinks. Okay, why is his teammate on the wide on the wall? Because that's Rocket League, baby. Yeah? No one thinks to move into middle because they get told that's not where the boost is. But there's loads of pads. So that's what I mean. That was a perfect... I couldn't have timed it any better. That's the pacifist system. Pretty much in a nutshell there. And there we go. Straight into Champ 3. Pretty good start to the season here. So yeah, I know at this point, because this was actually like straight after the season reset. I'm not messing around. This was 2 days after the season. It's just taking me a while to get around to it with the editing and now talking over the top. So this is arguably Grand Champ 1, Grand Champ 2 from the season before. So that gives me a bit of encouragement. So that is good times. Hopefully that will make sense with the plan that's coming up. If you're enjoying this, if you want to stick around for this series, I'd appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button. You know, get those notifications on, because this is going to be every Wednesday, every Sunday. I don't want you to miss a thing. I need the energy of the people behind me. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Do appreciate it. Look after yourself and peace out. Peace, peace.